episode 501 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Tonight I will be talking all about WWE Monday Night RAW. Shinsuke Nakamura issues a challenge to Seth freaking Rollins, and the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships are on the line in the main event of tonight's Raw. Right here, right now, 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Hey, Wrestling Fanatics. Welcome to 360 Wrestling Fanatic episode 501 on this Monday night. So, going to be talking all about WWE Monday Night RAW. We'll also try to get to some pro wrestling news later on in the podcast. But first, I just want to remind everyone, of course, I'm Lance Brock. Can't forget to mention that. But what I was going to remind everyone about was, for the first time in quite a while, there's a new episode of 360 Unboxing. Unboxing the September 2023 Pro Wrestling Crate. Just me and an appearance from Madison. Unfortunately, no Bruiser Brody this month. It's available here on Spreaker, usual audio podcast. But if you actually want to see the stuff, you can go to 360 Wrestling Podcasts, 2 YouTube channels, and watch the videos. And if you don't mind, while you're watching the videos, click the thumbs up, like the video, comment and share, and subscribe, and share it. And I think I already did say share, didn't I? Well, do all the stuff, all the nice things you're supposed to do to help out people on YouTube, if you don't mind. And also, I plan on having many more podcasts this week. Anything Goes should be coming out on Thursday. And then this Sunday, we got the AEW Wrestle Dream pay-per-view taking place. I talked about it this morning on Good Morning Wrestling Fans, all the wrestling stuff we have coming up this week. And I did forget one thing, actually, and that is Saturday, NXT No Mercy. So, got twice the wrestling to watch this Saturday night with No Mercy, and also AEW Saturday Collision. So I'll probably end up doing a podcast talking about both shows. And let's get back to tonight. WWE Monday Night RAW. And RAW was live from Ontario, California at the Toyota Arena. Our commentators tonight, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. We start things off on Raw tonight with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. He gets a pretty big pop from this Ontario, California crowd. And this was a legit sellout, I'm pretty sure. I want to say it was sometime maybe more in the morning or in the afternoon. I saw on WrestleTix on Twitter that there was actually only 18 available seats left. And that was still pretty early. I would say at the earliest, maybe around 1. Or at the latest, I should say, around maybe 1. It might have even been earlier than that. And only 18 left. With, I bet with walk-ups, I bet they probably did end up selling out. So, a very good crowd for tonight's episode of Raw. And then we get a video package showing everything with Cody, Jey Uso, where he refused to join the Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre and everything that happened on Raw last week. There's a big Cody chant at this point. Cody welcomes everyone to Monday Night Raw. And of course, Cody asks everybody, what do you want to talk about? And he gets a really good reaction from the crowd. Talks about main event Jey Uso coming to Monday Night Raw. And the whole trade with SmackDown, which has not happened yet. And then Cody is interrupted by the Judgment Day. The undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and Damian Priest with the NXT North American Champion Dirty Dom Dominic Mysterio. Still no Rhea Ripley on Raw this week. Priest says they gave Jey Uso an opportunity to join them and he turned them down. He says Rhodes cannot help himself and he wants to save the day because it's all about him. And once again, Dominic goes to get on the mic and talk, but this California crowd, just like all the other crowds, are booing so loud you can barely even hear what he is saying. And once again, Dominic Mysterio, I'd say probably the best heel in WWE. Also one of the best heels in all of pro wrestling. Especially now that MJF is more of a babyface. I'd probably put him at the top of the list of heels, especially in WWE anyway. And they start to signal that to get in the ring, but main event Jey Uso comes out, stands with Cody Rhodes, and then we see the former WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn make their way to the ring to give the baby faces the numbers advantage. And then when this happens, the Judgment Day back down since they are down 3-4. And then JD McDonough joins the Judgment Day. And then McDonough has 2 chairs. He gives one to Balor. And then they charge the ring. And Mysterio follows them. And then Priest also follows them. But he's not too happy about it. And then Priest is left alone in the ring with the baby faces. Jey Uso hits him with a super kick. Rhodes hits him in the back with the chair, and then Priest leaves the ring. And tonight on Raw, Finn Balor and Damian Priest will defend the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And Dominic Mysterio will defend the NXT North American Championship against Dragon Lee. Next up, we have Otis taking on Bronson Reed. Sorry about that. But battle of the two big men, and maybe it's just me, but of course he is big, obviously, but couldn't they have came up with a better nickname for Bronson Reed instead of just big? They not even calling him Big Man Bronson Reed or just big guy Bronson Reed. Well, actually, I take that back. They wouldn't be able to call him Big Guy Bronson Reed, because then Ryback would probably get upset and complain on his YouTube channel about that, about WWE calling someone else Big Guy. But still, I think they could have come up with a better name instead of just Big to describe Bronson Reed. But still, though, it's not that bad. Kinda not too long of a match here. It's alright for a big man match, I guess. Bronson Reed gets the win. I'd say 2 out of 5 ring bells from me. It was okay, but I wouldn't say it was anything real great. And then next backstage we see the NXT Women's Champion Becky Lynch. And then we see the return to Monday Night Raw of Tegan Knox from NXT. And she says she let the veteran Natalya have her moment. Lynch tells her to never give up an opportunity. She wants Knox to be next in line after No Mercy. And next up, we see Tommaso Ciampa. He makes his way out to the ring. He's going to be facing Ludwig Kaiser from Imperium. And that match is next as we go to a break. And when we come back, WWE official Adam Pearce is on the phone. And he says they have not figured out who is being traded to SmackDown, which I'm sure is probably the truth, because I'm sure creative haven't thought of anybody that they want to move over to Raw just yet. Actually, the last couple weeks or so, I kind of started thinking that they might have even just forgot about it, because they really haven't even mentioned it that much at all. But tonight, they did bring it up. So, as of right now, it is still going to happen. They just don't know who in the world that they are going to trade over to SmackDown. Next up, we have Tommaso Ciampa taking on Ludwig Kaiser with Giovanni Vinci in his corner. And this was another pretty good match, I thought. I wouldn't say it was real great. Tommaso Ciampa gets the win. And He wants Guthner for the Intercontinental Championship. I'll give this one 2.5 out of 5 ring bells. And we get a video package focusing on Dragon Lee. Pretty good highlight reel here. And then the NXT Women's Champion Becky Lynch is out next. And she's going to be on commentary. The match we are seeing now is Tegan Nox taking on Natalya Neidhart. This one, a veteran, and I guess you could say kind of a young upstart maybe. Pretty good one here. Tegan Nox getting the win. I'll give this match 3 out of 5 ring bells. I wouldn't say that it was anything real spectacular, but definitely not a stinker. Wasn't a bad match at all. And we see the Judgment Day in the back. Dom, Balor, and Priest. They are backstage or in the locker room. And then Priest gets in the ring and throws a chair. Priest gets in McDonough's face, shouts that he took a beating because of him, and Priest doesn't care who he's in friends with, he needs to get out of their locker room. And then next, the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins, comes out to the ring, or did I get cut off? Or I think it got paused somehow, but the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins, comes out to the ring, and he wants an answer, once again, from his challenge to Shinsuke Nakamura. And then we see Nakamura on the Titantron, and Nakamura tells Rollins that he wants a last man standing match at the Fastlane Premium Live event for the World Heavyweight Championship. Not too surprising here that is the match stipulation that they are going to have. I think it will be a very good match. Will Nakamura actually get the title from Rollins? That remains to be seen. But I'm sure those two will have a very good match once again. Or at least I am hoping that they will anyway. But I'm not too worried about it. Now, Jackie Redmond is backstage with the highlight of the night, Ricochet, who is on crutches from his injury. And next, Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio, will defend his NXT North American Championship against Dragon Lee. And good match here, I thought. Dominic Mysterio once again continues to impress me. Really good one here. And it is Dominic Mysterio retaining the NXT North American Championship over Dragon Lee. I'll give it 3 out of 5 ring bells. I thought Michael Cole actually did a pretty good job on commentary here tonight, discussing some of the stars who have previously held the NXT North American Championship. And I do feel that Michael Cole has definitely improved lately. I'm not saying that he's necessarily one of the best commentators in pro wrestling, but he has definitely gotten better. Him and Barrett are doing a fine job on Raw each Monday night, I think. And we see a video package showing all the destruction caused by Nia Jax over the last couple weeks. And we see her walking backstage. And we see Akira Tozawa in the background. Nia Jax is up next. And just another quick reminder, this wasn't in the Pro Wrestling Crate, but in the unboxing video, I also showed a few things that I have gotten from High Spots recently, and one of those things is an autographed trading card by Nia Jax, one of the WWE Tops ones. So another reminder, another plug in here, in case you haven't watched the new 360 unboxing. It's on the two 360 Wrestling Podcast YouTube channels. So if you can, please go check that out. And Michael Cole is in the ring to bring out the irresistible force, Nia Jax. And Nia Jax is in action next to take on Zoe Stark. And I'm going to say this was a real great match. And I don't want to sound like all those people being negative about Nia Jax and how she is in the ring. But tonight, I wouldn't say this was her best performance. She gets the win defeating Zoe Stark. I'll give this one 2 out of 5 ring bells. Like I said, not really a wrestling classic. Just kind of there. But I don't want to be too negative on it though. And Byron Saxton is in the back with main event Jey Uso. He says he doesn't want to join any groups. Cody Rhodes took a chance on him. He didn't like the way the Judgment Day conducts business. Jey says that he knows Kevin Owens has beef with him, but he's still good with Sami Zayn though. Jey will keep an eye on the Judgment Day tonight. And next up we have Miz TV with special guest Drew McIntyre. This one I thought was alright. This heel turn from Drew McIntyre, and then we see the New Day, and McIntyre keeps telling the Miz to shut up. And McIntyre challenges Kofi Kingston to a match. Pretty good one here, I thought. Xavier Woods is at ringside with Francesca the Trombone. And Michael Cole even at one time said this was Francesca 8 or more. But still a pretty good match here, I thought. I'll have to give this one 3 out of 5 ring bells. Drew McIntyre getting the win via pinfall over Kofi Kingston. And then we see the Viking Raiders and Valhalla make their way out to the ring. And they destroy Kingston, hit a moonsault, and then Ivar and Valhalla are in the ring standing tall. So actually, it wasn't the Viking Raiders, just Ivar and Valhalla. And next up is the main event for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. And it is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn challenging the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Judgment Day, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest. Good main event of Raw tonight, I thought. Would I say it was a great 5-star main event? Maybe not, but JD McDonough gets involved, helps the Judgment Day out. Priest and Balor defeat Owens and Zayn to retain the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships. To finish up Raw, I'll give that match 3 out of 5 ring bells. So that was tonight's episode of WWE Monday Night RAW. And I thought it was an okay show. I wouldn't say there was anything real special or really that much of a can't miss episode or anything, but it was okay. It was watchable. I'd probably say 7 out of 10 ring bells overall as a show. And let's get into a little bit of news. As it was announced the other day, Elimination Chamber in February will be held in Perth, Australia. And I saw earlier today there's rumors about The Rock wrestling on the Elimination Chamber card. Could that actually be true? Who knows? But that is a rumor that I saw today. And also, it looks like Sami Callihan is going to be a free agent in just a few days. It appears that he is leaving Impact Wrestling with his contract expiring. This is too bad for Impact, but who knows what's next for Sami Callihan in the wrestling business. Was under contract to WWE at one time on NXT, known as Jeremiah Crane. Definitely a good talent. I don't know if I really see him going back to WWE or not. Could we see him end up in AEW? I think that could be a possibility. Maybe MLW, NWA, New Japan. I think any promotion in the world would probably be lucky to have Sami Callihan. Big fan of him. But who knows what's going to happen next. And Eddie Kingston has announced that he has signed a long-term deal with AEW. A multi-year contract. So I would say that is good news for AEW. And right now, that is all I have for the news going on right now in the world of pro wrestling. Thank you everyone for listening tonight. For this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave your feedback for tonight's episode of WWE Monday Night RAW in the comment section, either here on Spreaker or YouTube, whichever podcast app or website you listen to on. Just another reminder, check out the 2 360 Wrestling Podcasts YouTube channels. The new September 2023 Pro Wrestling Crate unboxing is available now on both of them. Feel free to subscribe to both channels. Click the share, the like button, comment, but nice comments only. And Tell all your friends about it, your enemies, your coworkers, your classmates, anybody you know. Just tell them about the 360 Wrestling Podcast, YouTube channels, maybe your cousin Bob, cousin Ed, you haven't seen in a while. You can tell them about it. Tell them to go subscribe. And that's all for this episode tonight. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so not sure just yet if I will have a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic talking about NXT. I could, who knows, just have to stay tuned. But I will be back tomorrow morning for the Tuesday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Got quite the busy week. All the regular weekly pro wrestling shows. And Saturday, NXT No Mercy on the same night as AEW Saturday Collision. And then Sunday, we have the AEW Wrestle Dream pay-per-view coming up. And I plan to try to cover as much of all the pro wrestling we have going on this week and this weekend right here on 360 Wrestling Podcast. So stay tuned. Hope all of you will join me. And we'll talk to everyone tomorrow morning. For Good Morning Wrestling Fans, thank you once again. Hope everyone has a great night, sleeps well. Hope you all enjoyed WWE Monday Night RAW tonight. Until tomorrow morning for GMWF, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.